Welcome to the Kino Cave, everybody, and today I just want to do a quick little video for you guys. I feel like I've been focusing too much on comic book shit recently, so I thought I'd break free from that a little bit and talk to you about something else I've been doing. I recently watched all of Peaky Blinders, as well as the film The Immortal Man. So, I'm going to talk to you about it. Full spoilers, by the way, for the ending of Peaky Blinders, the show, and of course for the film The Immortal Man. If you haven't seen them, go watch them, I'd recommend them. After watching Peaky Blinders, the TV show, I really enjoyed it, for the most part. I like the kind of grimy, grey atmosphere of the show, sort of reflective of the era. You know, we're in a post-World War One, post-industrial revolution England, where everything is kind of smoke and grime and grit and grey skies abound. And so I really enjoyed that sort of vibe and the aesthetic of it, and it was fun to just live in that world. But easily the standout thing from the Peaky Blinders TV show is the acting performances from the whole cast, but specifically Cillian Murphy, of course, who sort of broke out from it. He was already pretty famous from, you know, all those Christopher Nolan movies he did in 28 Days Later and things like that, but this movie kind of shot him up into stardom, made him like a known entity across the world, I think, and it's easy to see why. His performance throughout this show is incredible. As well as Paul Anderson, who was also fantastic throughout the entire show. Arthur was just such a great character to follow. I loved his personality, and I also just really felt for him when he was going through stuff, which he was always kind of going through stuff throughout the show. So I really enjoyed watching him. And Helen McRory, of course, brilliant. Rest in peace, obviously. She passed away around the time of between season 5 and 6. And finally, Sophie Rundle as Ada, an actor who hadn't broken out as much from Peaky Blinders, unfortunately, but I thought she was brilliant. And I really enjoyed Ada's character throughout the entire show as well. However, if I was to criticize the show, I would say that my big problem with it is that as it went on, as the seasons went on, it started to focus less on the lives of these characters and their struggles and them coming up in the world. It started to focus more on the political state of the era, the rise of fascism, kind of Tommy getting caught between as a businessman and an MP in the British Parliament. He started to become tied between things like fascism, communism, and socialism, and wrestling between those things and trying to fight against the rise of fascism, which obviously was a thing that happened in real life around this time. I just found that stuff to kind of take away from what I always liked about the show, which was watching these characters go from small-time gangsters and building up their empire in Birmingham. Ultimately, I enjoy the ending of Peaky Blinders, though, with Tommy destroying himself, or at least the image of Tommy Shelby, and re-beginning his quieter life. So, with this film, The Immortal Man, I found it to be very clear that Stephen Knight did not want to just end Peaky Blinders. He kind of wanted to kill it. In some ways, literally. So, we start this film and Arthur is dead, and I know that this is largely due to the fact that Paul Anderson was unfortunately having personal problems with substance abuse, which I think is kind of an ongoing thing, so my heart goes out to him. I hope he finds the help that he needs. But they start the movie with Arthur being just completely dead, and of course there's the reveal later that it was Tommy that killed him. Also, pretty much everybody from the original show that isn't Duke is killed off in this movie. Just wipe the slate clean. Absolutely no room for any more Peaky Blinders after this. Even though they are making another show again with Duke. So, what did effectively killing the show with this movie do? I don't really know. I guess there's still milk left in this cash cow. But onto the movie itself, like the actual content of the film. I did see a Letterboxd review for this film that said it was basically 2 hours of Tommy Shelby aura farming, and I have to say that is largely accurate to this film. It is a lot of Tommy just kind of sitting and smoking and riding a horse, and the song that plays the Peaky Blinders song plays, and it's really awesome. However, I feel like there is a little more to this film than that. it is largely true that this film kind of rides on looking and feeling really cool because there is no real attempt to deconstruct Tommy or any other character or to analyze him, and analyze the state he's in now versus the state he might have been in while the show was on and that kind of thing. There's not really any of that. This is an ending. This is the ending of the show, really. It's a second season finale, really. And that gets me on to my next point, which is this isn't really a movie per se. It's a long season finale or series finale for this show. Now, this is usually not a thing I'm a fan of when it comes to movies or TV shows, when they make a movie that is effectively an episode of a TV show. I also don't like the reversal of that, like they do with Stranger Things, where we have like a 2.5 hour long episode. Like, TV episodes shouldn't be longer than most movies. That's just ridiculous, I think. And the inverse is also true for me largely. I hate the arguments like Avengers Endgame. It shouldn't be looked at as a movie. It should be looked at as an ending to a series of movies. That's horseshit. Like, it's all, each one of these things is a movie made individually. I could get the argument of it being like a second part of an overall story, like say Dune parts 1 and 2, Wicked parts 1 and 2, last Harry Potter book movie, that kind of thing. But I don't know. I don't like the ideas of movies feeling like TV shows, and then also TV shows feeling like movies. Like, why have these things swapped over? I think it's a bit ridiculous. I want to be able to watch a movie and have it stand on its own terms and be able to judge it as its own entity. All of that being said, I find that the concept kind of works here. Maybe it's because of how long it's been since the ending of Peaky Blinders, even though for me it was no time at all, because I finished the show and then a few days later watched the film, because I didn't watch the show as it was coming out. It just was never really something I got into. I'm bad at watching TV shows. Long-time viewers of this channel might know this, but I'm terrible at watching television shows, especially ones that are currently ongoing. I always end up falling behind. It could also be a function of the fact that this has a very distinct style separate from the show as well, with coming into a new era, which is like the era of literally being in the middle of World War II when England is fighting Germany, and the kind of grim, quiet greyness of the original show has been replaced here with an explosive orange tint almost, and a kind of a warmer brown tint. So maybe the visual difference between the show Peaky Blinders and the film, maybe that also helps it feel a bit more unique as its own movie. And similarly to the show, it's the performances that shine here, really. It's easily my favorite aspect of the film as well as the television show. Barry Keoghan is a brilliant successor to Cillian Murphy as the new kind of main man of this world. I think he takes the torch from Cillian Murphy very well. Of course, who are you going to get to replace one of the greatest Irish actors of his generation? Another one of the great Irish actors of his generation. I loved Tim Roth in this. I kind of do have an issue with some of the villains of Peaky Blinders. They tend to, after the one played by Sam Neill, whose name escapes me, they kind of become mustache twirling villains. Like Adrian Brody's character is literally just any gangster from a Martin Scorsese movie. And the fascist guy, I can't remember any of these people's names now, but the fascist guy is kind of like Hitler 2.0, and in this, Tim Roth is just chewing the scenery. He's practically mustache twirling in his just enjoying being the worst in this movie, having a great time of it. He's basically Red Skull from Captain America. And of course, Rebecca Ferguson is also brilliant here. She fits into this world so well. I love to see Rebecca Ferguson in anything. And of course, our returning cast members are all brilliant also, especially as I said before, Sophie Rundle. She's always brilliant as Ada. And as this film ends with a nice little song playing over yet another caravan being burned down, as a funeral pyre for another beloved character from this show. I felt a great sense of completion. Like, this story was truly over. The the other ending of the show, the series finale, felt like an ending, but it also felt a bit open ended, a bit like Tommy's journey could have gone on. And of course, you know, the easiest way to do an ending to a show or a series of movies is to kill off your main character to really put the nail in the coffin, sometimes literally. But I did like it in this. Again, I don't know what it is. This movie should be everything that I hate about movies, about TV shows, the structure of movies and TV shows, but god damn it, when I was just watching that caravan burn to the ground over the main credits, or the end credits even, it just felt good. It felt good that a thing was ending. And now Duke is going to be played by Jamie Bell, I guess. So it's not really over, but it kind of was over. Peaky Blinders as we knew it since like 2013 is over, I guess. And so that is my review of Peaky Blinders, The Immortal Man, with a touch of a review of the show as well. I don't know will I ever go back and revisit this show properly and talk about it on the channel. I might do in the future. But I'm definitely over Peaky Blinders now for a little bit. So with that being said, like this video if you liked it, guys. Comment below, what do you think of Peaky Blinders, The Immortal Man? What do you think of Peaky Blinders in general? What's your favourite season, your favourite episode, your favourite character? Let me know down below, and subscribe for more videos like this one. Have a great day, everyone, and I will see you in the movies.